Hi, this is Ken Frederick with the National Interagency Fire Center. The U.S. is about two-thirds way through the 2013 Western fire season. It has been a tough year. So far, 31 wildland fire personnel have lost their lives in a line of duty this year. The worst single accident in decades occurred on the Yarnell Hill fire in central Arizona, where 19 members of the Granite Mountain Hotshots were overtaken by fire and killed. Major fires have also struck towns and cities this year, resulting in the loss of hundreds of homes. In spite of these losses and tragedies, however, in some ways, 2013 has seen a modest fire season. As of the end of August, the U.S. had had just over 34,000 wildfires reported, which have burned about 3.8 million acres. The average over the past 10 years in those categories, however, paints a more dramatic picture. Over the past decade, we've had an average of about 55,000 fires reported for about 5.9 million acres burned by the end of August. Why does it seem like such a terrible fire season when we are actually lagging behind in some of the critical metrics by which we measure fire season severity? To answer that question, I spoke with Chuck Womack, who is the Assistant Center Manager for the National Interagency Coordination Center at NIFC.
Well, the statistics will show us that we're at about 60% on acres burned year to date and about 60% on new starts. And the anomaly really is fires in the southern area, where on an average year we see about 1.3 million acres burnt by today's date. And we're only at 117,000 acres by today's date, which is less than 10% of average for them. And it's mostly due to the rain that they've been seeing out in the eastern part of the United States this year. While the fire season seems bad, it's probably because a lot of the fires that we've experienced this year have been threats to communities. And that started back in Colorado at the beginning of the fire season, and it continues on today as we're looking at the fires that are threatening the communities around the Yosemite National Park.